Good evening, how are you? Well, today a friend of mine sent me a video about, human feelings. And he was asking that, is it possible to love and hate the same person at the same time? And he was talking about, he had the kind of examples from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte and about Magdalene and Stephen, the German novel. And his question was justified. I mean, it was very logical to have that idea, to ask about it. That whenever you fall, maybe you fall in love with someone, and then you have just like a very difficult time. This love is going to be to turn to hate, and even whenever you have that hatred for him, you have that feeling of love. I mean, to have two feelings at the same time. And he mentioned that whenever we talk about Magdalene, she was even after she left her beloved and she was married, she said, and she told her beloved that I love you, but I'm married to someone else. I'm engaged to someone else. Actually, my point is to mention and to say that human feelings and human actions are contradicted. They are extremely changeable and extremely complicated. Whenever you mention anything, just like Jude Obscure, whenever you mention Magdalene, whenever you mention Wuthering Heights, you have that uncontrollable feeling. You have that uncontrollable actions and unjustified. For that reason, whenever you think about why they did that and why maybe Magdalene left Stephen for the sake of what, why she did that, it's illogical to do that, but she did that. The same you might apply it for Magdalene and Stephen, and even for Jude and Sue, his cousin. She knew that maybe their relationship is maybe unsuitable, and she was sure that she is doing something extremely wrong and extremely bad. But because of that complicity in feelings, human feelings, she did that, and Magdalene did that. Magdalene did the same. And whenever you look at the situation, why I love and hate someone at the same time, is it possible? The answer is yes. Actually, it's about mind. It's about your mind. It's about your psychological way of thinking. It's about your how you justify actions and how you justify feelings. Maybe you still have feeling of love and you still have feeling of hate at the same time. Maybe it's about complicity of feeling by itself. I mean, by the action. Maybe you love someone and you know that you can't be with him, and you love a girl and you can't be with her, and you have that chemistry between both of you, but you can't confess that feeling. For that reason, you feel you know that they call it just like love without end or endless love. I mean, you can't end this love with marriage because it's maybe one part love. And this kind of emotion, you can't control it because of maybe you can't control your feelings. You can't control how you feel towards something. Maybe you love someone and you can't even confess your feeling for him or for her. For that reason, maybe I know that this topic is extremely complicated. Even if you have that feeling of love, and even if you have that feeling of hate at the same time, you might apply it. And for emotions, whenever you have emotions, then logical thinking is a way. It's you can't have that logical decision, you can't have that logical ideology, you can't have the way of thinking, the logical way of thinking. For that reason, it's your heart that's controlling you, it's your feeling. For that reason, maybe you can have it as the same feeling of love and the same feeling of hate at the same time. They are applied at the same time, and you can do nothing about them. And this is maybe the reason you have when Heathcliff he destroyed everything when he knew that Catherine passed away, when he knew that she is no more with him, and he started to curse her and to say that, may you not rest in peace as long as I'm living. Maybe this is the problem, that I don't have logical thinking, I don't have logic at all. I love her for the sake of love, and I'm not going to marry her even she was married. The same with Magdalene and Stephen. She knew that Stephen is loyal to her, and he's going to make her happy in her life, but she decided to have, decide to have money and maybe fame. The same with Sue, when she married Flintstone, and she knew that her life is going to be destroyed because if he is not suitable for her. For that reason, maybe for your question, maybe you asked about the feeling of love and to love and hate the same person at the same time. For me, I would like to mention something else maybe about the complicity of feelings, the contradiction of feelings. I mean, to have two feelings at the same time. I mean, it's maybe one in relationship, and maybe it's about love-hate relationship, and maybe it's a relationship from one side. For that reason, maybe you can decide 100% that you have a logical way of thinking, and you can decide 100% that you have a logical way of understanding the situation. And for that reason, I'm sure that I'm telling you for sure that you can't decide whether you have, whether you love, whether you hate someone. Maybe because of all of those feelings are at the same time. For that reason, my answer for your question that yes, you can love and hate someone at the same time, in the same moment. And whenever you look at her or his eyes, actually, you have the same feeling that I love and hate him. And I would like to destroy him and protect him. And I would like to kill him and protect him at the same time, actually. And this is the way, and this is the reason we say and we mention that our feelings and our actions are extremely difficult to be understood, and they are very complicated to be understood and to be maybe clarified, because of even if you are thinking of someone, you might start crying. Why? What's the reason that your psychological thinking affected your body, affected your feelings? Actually, it's a very complicated topic. It's maybe very complicated to be understood, but let me clarify and make things maybe easy to understood. Yes, our feelings are extremely difficult to be understood, and you can love and hate someone at the same time. And for that reason, whenever you have emotions, you don't have logic. Each one of them is, it's to the opposite side and opposite place maybe. And for that reason, whenever you mention, maybe you are justifying your situation and you are trying to portray your situation and compare yourself with maybe similar situations. As I've told you, maybe it's about, you might try to justify your situation in order to make it similar to Magdalene, or similar to Heathcliff, or similar to Catherine and Kathy. At the end, maybe the situation was extremely bad, extremely sad actually for Heathcliff, and for Magdalene, even when she commits suicide, and after that he killed himself for that reason. And maybe they were not able, and actually it's not about fate, it's about we human beings who are unable to understand what we need, and we can't understand what we have in our mind, and we can't understand our feelings. Till now we can't understand them, and for that reason, yes, you can't understand your feelings, you can't understand your emotions, and you can't justify your actions. This is extremely important. You can't justify your actions. That's all for now. I wish that maybe this topic is now understood by you, my friend. Wish you a good day, wish you a good life maybe. and I hope that you can justify your reason actually, and advise you not to have logical way. Try not to make contradiction between both of them, because of this contradiction is going to be destroying for you. It's going to destroy you. Choose either logic or emotions, one of them, not both of them together. That's all for now. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.